whispers among the willows. The autumn leaves crunched beneath Cooper Reynolds' boots as he wandered deeper into Willow Creek Park, a place he'd visited nearly every evening after finishing his shift at the comic book store. The forest had become his sanctuary since moving to this small town 3 years ago. Far from the noise of his previous life in the city, Cooper paused mid-step when he heard it, a strange melody unlike anything he'd ever encountered. Not quite singing, not quite humming, something between the two that made the hair on his arms stand up. "Hello?" He called out. His voice sounded smaller than he intended. The melody stopped abruptly. Cooper pushed aside a curtain of willow branches and found himself staring into a small clearing, and there she was. She sat cross-legged on a bed of moss. Her skin was a soft lavender, purple, that seemed to shimmer in the dappled sunlight. Around her neck hung a device that pulsed with gentle blue light. She wore what looked like woven leaves and bioluminescent fibers that clung to her slender frame. "Oh," she said simply, her voice musical and light. Her eyes widened as she studied him with undisguised curiosity. Cooper froze. This was clearly not a human woman in costume. Everything about her movements was too fluid to precise. Her eyes reflected light differently. "Who are you?" he managed to ask. She tilted her head. "I am called Arya from the stars beyond your moon." Then she pointed at his feet and asked, "Why do your feet wear hard shells?" Cooper looked down at his hiking boots. "They're just shoes to protect my feet." "Shoes." She repeated the word carefully as if tasting it. "Your planet is cold and sharp. Your feet need armor." Cooper couldn't help but smile, despite his shock. There was something disarming about her directness. He noticed she was barefoot, her toes curling into the moss. "Aren't you cold?" he asked, shrugging off his jacket and offering it to her. Arya reached out hesitantly, touching the fabric with delicate fingers. "Your kindness is unexpected. My research indicated humans fear differences." "Research?" Cooper asked, sitting down on a nearby rock, keeping some distance but no longer afraid. "Are you studying us?" Arya nodded. "I was chosen to observe quietly. My vessel malfunctioned during atmospheric entry. Now I am stranded." She looked up at the darkening sky. "My people cannot find me." "How long have you been here?" 27 of your Earth days. I have been watching from the trees, learning your patterns." She pointed to his backpack. "You carry nutrition bars in the side pocket. You feed squirrels on Tuesdays. You draw pictures when you think no one watches." Cooper felt a chill that had nothing to do with the autumn air. "You've been watching me." Arya's expression fell. "I have made you uncomfortable." "I will leave no wait," Cooper said quickly. "I'm just surprised. I've never met an alien before." Her face brightened. "I have never met a human before today either." She gestured to his boots again. "May I touch your foot shells?" Cooper laughed. Despite himself, they're called shoes, and sure. He untied one boot and handed it to her. Arya examined it with wonder, turning it over in her hands, smelling it, tapping the sole. "Fascinating. Your world has so many things." So many coverings and containers. As the sun began to set, Cooper made a decision that would change everything. "It's getting dark. Would you like to come with me?" "I can show you more than just shoes." Arya hesitated. "Is it safe? For someone who looks like me?" Cooper considered this. "We'll need to be careful. Maybe a disguise, but I think I can help you." She stood up gracefully, still clutching his boot. "I accept your offer, Cooper. I never told you my name," he realized. Arya smiled, a radiant expression that made her whole face glow slightly. "You wrote it inside your shoe." Cooper Reynolds, age 25. Comic artist and dreamer. As they walked toward the edge of the forest, Arya still barefoot and now wrapped in his jacket, Cooper wondered what exactly he was getting himself into. But something about her wonder at the simplest things made him feel alive in a way he hadn't felt in years. The language of Stranger Cooper's apartment wasn't much, a one-bedroom walk-up above an old bookstore with mismatched furniture and comic book sketches taped to every wall, but to Arya, it might as well have been an alien palace. "This is your dwelling?" she asked, her purple fingers trailing along the spines of books on his shelf. She paused at a small potted succulent. "The only plant in his sparse home. This one is lonely. It misses its family." Cooper set down his keys, watching as Arya explored every corner with childlike fascination. "It's not much, but it's home." He hesitated. "Are you hungry?" Human food?" Arya turned to him with a smile that made the room feel warmer somehow. My biology processes many substances for energy. She pointed to his refrigerator. What treasures hide in your cold box? Cooper laughed, opening the fridge, to reveal a rather sad collection of takeout containers and energy drinks. Nothing special, I'm afraid. He pulled out a container of leftover pasta. Want to try some of this? While he heated the food, Arya wandered to his drawing table where half-finished comic pages lay scattered. She picked up one showing a lonely astronaut floating among stars. You create stories? She asked softly. Cooper nodded, setting down 2 steaming plates. I've been working on a graphic novel for years. Never seems to get finished, though, he shrugged. Main character is stuck between worlds not fitting anywhere. He paused, suddenly self-conscious. Kinda silly, I guess. Arya shook her head. Not silly. She sat cross-legged on his worn couch, her bare feet tucked beneath her. On my world, we believe stories are how souls recognize each other across time and space. They ate in comfortable silence for a moment, Arya delicately twirling pasta around her fork after watching Cooper. Demonstrate. Why were you chosen? Cooper finally asked for this mission to Earth. Arya's expression grew distant. My people believe I understand loneliness better than most. She touched the glowing device at her throat. I was born during the great stellar alignment, when the boundaries between dimensions thin. She looked up at him. I have always felt the pull of other worlds, other possibilities. She paused. My kind considers me unusual, I get that, Cooper said quietly, setting down his fork. I've never really fit in either. After my parents died, I just drifted. Drawing was the only thing that made sense. Arya reached across the table, her cool purple fingers brushing against his 2 misfits from different stars. She smiled. Perhaps that is why the universe guided me to your forest path later. Cooper rummaged through his closet, pulling out clothes for Arya to try on. If we're going to take you out in public, we need to make you look more Earth-like. He handed her a soft hoodie and loose jeans. The purple skin might raise questions. Your species fears differences? Arya noted, taking the clothes with curiosity. Not everyone, Cooper said, but enough to make things complicated. He grabbed a beanie and sunglasses. These might help too. Arya disappeared into the bathroom and emerged moments later, transformed. The hoodie hung loosely on her slender frame. The beanie covered her uniquely shaped ears, and with the sunglasses, she almost looked human if you didn't look too closely at her violet skin. How do I appear? She asked. Doing an awkward little twirl, Cooper felt something catch in his throat. Even disguised in his old clothes, there was something undeniably beautiful about her. You look, he started, then smiled. You look like someone I'd like to know better. Arya stepped closer, her head tilting slightly. Your heartbeat has accelerated, Cooper Reynolds. She placed her hand gently over his chest. Mine does the same when you are near. Is this a human connection? I think, Cooper said softly, it might be something universal outside his window. The stars seemed to shine a little brighter, as if acknowledging something important had just begun between 2 souls from different worlds. Neon Wonderland, the Ridgeview Mall, sprawled before them like a glittering cave of wonders. Cooper kept his hand protectively near Arya's elbow as they approached the entrance, her eyes wide behind. The sunglasses, so many humans, she whispered, pressing closer to Cooper's side, all gathering to exchange goods and consume food. Cooper nodded, guiding her through the automatic doors, which made her gasp in delight. Pretty much welcome to Capitalism 101. The mall was busy with weekend shoppers. Music drifted from overhead speakers. The scent of pretzels and perfume mingled in the air. Arya stopped every few steps, entranced by mannequins and window displays, fascinated by the escalator's movement, mesmerized by a fountain where children tossed coins. Why do they throw away metal circles? She asked, watching a small boy toss a penny there. Making wishes, Cooper explained. An old human tradition. Arya's face lit up. May I make a wish too? Cooper dug in his pocket and produced a quarter, placing it in her purple palm. Arya studied it carefully before closing her eyes and tossing it with surprising accuracy into the center of the fountain. What did you wish for? Cooper asked as they continued walking. She gave him a mysterious smile. On my world, we believe speaking a wish aloud causes it to scatter like dust among the stars. She squeezed his hand gently, but I hoped for something beautiful. They passed a kiosk selling phone cases when Cooper noticed a man in a security uniform watching them intently. The name badge read Dr. Chen, though Cooper wondered what kind of doctor worked mall security. The man's gaze followed Arya with undisguised curiosity. "Let's try in here," Cooper suggested quickly, steering Arya into a shoe store called Footprints. Hoping to avoid unwanted attention, Arya stopped just inside the entrance, her mouth forming a perfect O of wonder. Shelves upon shelves of footwear stretched before them, sneakers, boots, hill sandals in every color imaginable. "These are all foot coverings," she whispered in awe for different purposes. The saleswoman approached with a professional smile. "Can I help you find anything specific today?" Before Cooper could answer, Arya pointed to a pair of red canvas sneakers. "May I try those foot shells, please?" The woman blinked at Arya's unusual phrasing, but maintained her smile of course. "What size are you?" Cooper jumped in. "She's not sure. Maybe we could measure." Soon, Arya was seated on a small bench, her bare feet being measured on a metal device that made her giggle. "It tickles," she told Cooper, who couldn't help smiling at her joy. What followed was a parade of shoes. Arya tried on sneakers, slipping her purple feet into them with reverence. She wobbled in high heels, clomped in boots, wiggled her toes in sandals, each new pair eliciting fresh delight. "These ones," she declared, finally pointing to the original red sneakers. "They feel like they were waiting for me." Cooper paid for the shoes, knowing his budget would be tight this month, but unable to deny her anything that brought such happiness. As they left the store, Arya practically bounced with each step. "I understand now," she said. "Shoes aren't just protection. They're how humans connect to your world, how you walk through your stories." Cooper noticed Dr. Chen still watching them from across the atrium, but something had changed in his expression. The suspicion had softened into something like curiosity or even amusement. Arya stopped suddenly at a small jewelry kiosk, her fingers hovering over a simple necklace with a star-shaped pendant. "It reminds me of home," she whispered. Cooper reached for his wallet without hesitation. "Then you should have it." As he fastened it around her neck, his fingers brushed against her skin, sending an electric current through both of them. Arya looked up at him, her eyes reflecting all the mall's colorful lights. "Your heart is doing it again," she murmured, standing so close he could feel her breath, and mine too. Around them, shoppers bustled past, unaware that two beings from different worlds were falling into each other's orbit among the food court and fashion boutiques. Heartbeats under starlight, Cooper's apartment glowed with soft lamplight as Arya danced barefoot across his living room. Her red sneakers carefully placed by the door, she moved with ethereal grace while Cooper sketched her, capturing her joy. "On paper, your world has such beautiful music," she said, swaying to the melody playing from Cooper's speakers. "On my planet, we communicate through harmonics that change the colors of our atmosphere." Their peaceful evening was interrupted by a knock. Cooper opened the door to find Sarah and Isabel, his two closest friends' surprise visit. Sarah announced, walking in before freezing at the sight of Arya. "Oh, I didn't realize you had company." Isabel stared openly at Arya's purple skin. "Incredible makeup. Are you an actress?" Cooper stammered. "This is my friend Arya. She's from I'm out of town." Arya bowed slightly. "I am pleased to meet Cooper's clan. Your planet has been most educational." The women exchanged confused glances, but something in Arya's genuine warmth made them relax. Soon, they were all sharing pizza and stories, Arya carefully avoiding questions about her past while charming them completely. Later that night, after his friends left, Arya stood by the window looking at the stars. "They were kind to your friends." Cooper joined her, their shoulders touching. "They liked you." Arya turned to him, her eyes reflecting starlight. "Cooper, I must tell you something." She touched the device at her throat. "Tonight I received a signal. Commander Rena has located me. My people will retrieve me tomorrow night." Cooper felt his heart sink. "You're leaving?" Arya's hands found his. "My mission was never meant to be permanent." She leaned forward, her forehead touching his. "But I never expected to find someone like you." Under moonlight streaming through the window, their lips met in a kiss that seemed to stop time itself, to souls connecting across the vastness of space. The space between stars, the forest clearing glowed with bioluminescent light as Cooper and Arya waited. Her ship would arrive at midnight. She wore her red sneakers and star necklace, small treasures from a world not her own. "I could stay," Arya whispered, her purple fingers intertwined with his. Commander Rena would understand. Cooper looked down at their joined hands. Or, I could go with you. See the stars from the other side. A soft humming filled the air, growing louder as lights appeared through the trees. A ship unlike anything Cooper had imagined materialized. Sleek and silent, Commander Rena emerged tall and regal with the same purple skin as Arya. Our mission is complete. It is time to return. Arya stepped forward, still holding Cooper's hand. I request permission to bring this human. He has shown me the true heart of Earth. Commander Rena studied Cooper thoughtfully. Our laws forbid interference. Yet sometimes the universe creates connections that transcend our rules. I don't need forever, Cooper said quietly. It's just enough time to understand her world. Then I can return to mine with stories no human has ever told. Arya touched his face gently. And I would return with you, if that is your wish. 2 worlds instead of none. Commander Rena nodded slowly. It seems the stars have chosen an unusual path for you both. As the ship prepared for departure, Cooper and Arya stood at its entrance, looking back at the forest and forward to the stars. Are you certain? Arya asked, her eyes searching as Cooper smiled. Thinking of his unfinished comic about an astronaut lost between worlds. I've been waiting my whole life to find where I belong. He squeezed her hand. Maybe it's not about the planet, but about who you're with. The ship rose silently above the trees, carrying 2 souls bound by something stronger than gravity. As Earth grew smaller below them, Arya laid her head against Cooper's shoulder, her red sneakers touching his boots. Welcome to my world, she whispered. As stars streaked past the window, the first chapter of our story among the stars.